Yeah, so I'm not even. The current line. We have Jim Root on guitar, Jay Weinberg on the drums, Sid Wilson on the turntables, Sean Crane backing vocals and custom percussion as well as Chris Fane, Craig Jones on the keyboard, Mick Thompson on guitar, Alessandro Venturella, Alex on bass, and my main man Corey Taylor on the lead vocals. There have been former members in the past as well. Paul Gray, their old bassist, unfortunately died in 2010, so he's not with them anymore. And Joe Jordison was kicked out of the band because he started developing arthritis, apparently. As you can see, it's not your classic arrangement of a band. There's 9 people. And turntables in a metal band, you might ask. You'll find out why. Bit of history. It first started with jamming sessions amongst Paul Gray, Joe Jordison and Crane. Eventually, with other members as well, such as Anders Cole Stephanie, Donnie Steele, Greg Welts, Josh Brainerd and someone else. Eventually, they all made their first demo album in 1997 called Make, Feed, Kill, Repeat. Fitting name, but it was crap. That's the thing. So, they went back to the studio, really rewrote a couple of songs, got rid of a couple of them, and eventually they came out with their first debut album, Slipknot, also named after the band. Now, this got them some popularity. It was to the point where they were getting to Ozfest, dedicated to Ozzy Osbourne. They would open for people. They would play, and then when they left, half the audience would leave. Eventually, they were found by Ross Robinson of Roadrunner Records, and he managed to secure them a 7-album deal. Then we move on to their second studio album, Iowa, named after the place they're from because they're all from Des Moines, Iowa, the current band at the time. Nothing much happened here, as well as Volume 3 of the Subliminal Verses in 2004, other than heavy drinking, drugs, sex and other abuses. And this caused a massive train wreck for half the members of the band. Mick Thompson, the other guitarist, was so close to leaving the band that after they had done a live concert, he would just leave because he is done with the backstage antics. So they went on a massive hiatus for about 4 years, and eventually they all came back together and released their All Hope Is Gone album. This is their first #1 album. It is deliberated between the best and the worst. For some reason, I still think it's the best. In between, they had their Antennas to Hell tour, and this is at the stage where Paul Gray, their bassist, died. So then they went on a massive hiatus to up around to 2014 when they released their .5 The Grey Chapter 5th album, and that is pretty much a bit of history. Audience interaction. I must warn you, there is some strong language ahead, especially in this first clip. So this first clip is them performing one of their songs from their second album called Spit It Out at the Download Festival in 2009. These clips speak for themselves, really.
These motherfuckers out, man.
Massive audience interaction with this film. In this song, Spit It Out, Corey Taylor addresses the audience as he's the front man of the band, and he gets everyone to sit down. And then, in the middle of the song, when they start playing again, he gets them to jump back up, such as what you're seeing here. And this next clip is from their song from their third album, called Duality, played in Japan in 2016.
I push my fingers into my
Basically, the whole audience sings. I'll show you the clip first, because then I'll move on to talk to you. As we can see here, they all know their parts, which is the key thing with rehearsing and performing live. We should all take notes. They're all composed, as you can see, playing their parts, not mucking around on stage like other bands or solo singers. And yeah. Playing as if it was a concert. Repertoire. Now you might ask, why is Slipknot different than other metal bands? It's because they are new. They fall in the category of new metal, which is basically not a lot different other than they incorporate some elements from modern things such as rap and folky stuff. They also have a tendency to have more lighter songs such as Snuff, Vermilion Part 2 and Circle. Sid Wilson's turntables help add to the variation, and the drumming for Slipknot is unlike any other. But the thing is, Slipknot is not considered hard enough. And this is compared to different bands such as Cannibal Corpse, Infant Annihilator and Slayer. A song which you might understand why they're not considered hard enough is a song by Cannibal Corpse called I Come Blood. Fitting title. And there is more melody in Corey Taylor's vocals than their previous singers, Anders Cole Stephanie. Their strength. They have got strong songwriting, gripping songs, gimmicks, obviously, with the masks and the boiler suit outfits. They are very, very energetic. And Alistair Lawrence of Kerrang! Once said, the choreographed chaos is too multifaceted to fully describe. That says it all, really. But there are some weaknesses, such as their struggle with substance abuse during albums 2 and 3, and also who listens to metal. It's not popular, but it is amongst metal heads. And I don't know whether Chris would allow me to have this. This is their latest song, released Halloween last year, called All Out Life.
If anybody don't want to watch it,
It's 5 minutes long,
oh right, it don't
not
need-
6,
What's
sorry,
wrong with these people?
as I
Don't play the whole thing.
I do. I'll skip it a bit because it's just a build up. I'll just stop it there. Oh, and a little personal link to this music video. Apparently, a friend of my cousin was one of the people dressed up in these all onesies things. There. Any questions? And I'm just dying to ask them.
How often do they go on tour?
Quite often. I mean, they don't exactly do often, unlike the early days. But what they do them for quite long, I'd say half a year. Their current tour is scheduled from mid-July to the end of the year, for this year. And hopefully they'll bring out their album before that. Next question.
How did the ones die?
How do?
You know the members that died, how did they die?
Just the one, it was accidental prescribed medicine overdose.
Oh, shit.
Have you ever seen them?
No,
What's
You're
a
gonna go
turntable?
see.
I don't.
I was just asked what a turntable was.
Turntable
Mm.
is the DJ stuff.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I've never seen them live. I hope they're at Download Fest this year, but the prices for the tickets are astronomical. I can't
How much is
seriously
it?
pay. Well, for a day ticket, I believe it's over £100. It's about 200 quid nearly.
Mm.
3 day, that's, yeah. And also, I think Slipknot are also getting onto this whole bandwagon of giving people, people with American Express cards get to book the tickets earlier than most other people. I don't know if they are, but apparently a couple of people have said yeah. Next question.
Joey or Jay?
Jay, less drum triggers.
Can you explain that question to the rest?
Basically, who do I think is better, the previous drummer Joey Jordison or the newest drummer Jay Weinberg? While I can appreciate Joey Jordison because he's been with the band till their 4th studio album, I just found that as he got further older and further along in the band, he started becoming a bit more lazy and started incorporating drum triggers, which are basically little things you hook onto the kit and then hook into amps, and basically they play notes for you. Like say if you're just playing on one of the toms, then you still hear a crash. That's because it's just doing it for you. And a bit lazy, if you ask me. James Weinberg doesn't exactly use them as much, or use them less.
Which bands do you think they've influenced?
Well, good thing you asked that. One of their songs from their second album, called The Heretic Anthem, has been covered by Periphery and Carnifex, which are 2 other strong metal bands. Yeah, they've influenced a lot of people. They've got quite their own influences. I mean, how one of the guitarists even still sees the Beatles as a massive influence for his, obviously not as obvious.
In terms of the stage show, like it's obviously like massively theatrical, but like do you know who's influenced their stage show, like to make it like that?
Well, it's in their earlier days, it was pure chaos. Like you'd have stage members fighting with each other, setting each other alight, etc.
What?
Yeah, they would
They
literally
would
dash.
set each other alight?
Yeah, they'd like dash their legs with gasoline and then light a match. Obviously, they don't do that now, but they've still got a lot of pyrotechnics. It's mainly organised by Sean Crane, because he does a lot of the music videos for the band, such as this one. So it's more organised on his half.
Yeah.
Wow.
How did they put the fire out on their legs?
Oh, I've probably some more fire extinguisher.
Do you know who they've been influenced by in that?
They've all got their sort of own influences. Like Corey Taylor, the lead singer, he's more influenced by the hardcore sort of Ministry stuff, the Ministry band. There's whole interviews that was on YouTube that are them talking about their influences. Their latest drummer, James Weinberg, his dad was a member of the E Street Band that toured with Bruce Springsteen. So there's a lot of sort of father to son drum knowledge there.
Why do you think metal isn't that popular?
Because it's dead.
It's not dead, metal. It's just its own sort of category. It's not as sort of stuff like Maroon 5, the bands, K-pop, stuff like that. It's not like in the popular sort of perception, but it's still, once you sort of look in the right direction, it's still quite popular. Slipknot are quite a popular band, especially with this new song and their tour out the way. And you've got other bands in the way, such as Tool. They've released their new album, but it's just sort of general consensus, really. Not a lot of people. I mean, you look at the download clip I showed you. There's quite a lot of people there, but that's only a slim majority. It's just not sort of in the popular perception.
How old are they now? They must be quite old.
What, the band
The
itself,
band
or
itself, the people, the members of the band.
they've been around since like 1996.
So they must be into their like,
Yeah, they're all in their sort of late 40s, apart from
Late.
Alex and Jay, because they're younger. Jay's around 26.
Imagine playing in a band where you're like the young
How many
like
people
26
is
and
there?
a bunch of like 50
Well, you should look at like stuff like Blind Guardian and Slayer, because they're all in their late 50s and
Is that on
stuff.
metal?
Yeah, but it's more sort Slayer's like thrashing it, I want to say, but Blind Guardian is more power, so that's more softer.
Okay.
How much views has this song got? That's it.
27.5 million,
Oh, wow.
because it was released.
Do you know what? I think I've seen that video. I just remembered that all the people dressed up, and I was like, "Why am I watching this?"
Well, it was released on Hamilton while we did our gig, so.
All right, any more questions? Okay, well done.
Unfortunately, it's so much better. It makes me like cringe.
Okay, folks, well done to everybody who presented today.